Welcome back, grappling fans, to the final match of today's Shameless in Shirebrook event. When you're talking about Shameless, you've got to be talking about Mr Vain. This is the Keep It in the Kitchen match. And how this match came to be... Oh, here he comes.
Oh, shut up! Look at you! You're all ugly! Not one of you have got a set of teeth between you!
Mr Vain has come from the school of unpleasant. He rarely has anything good to say about anybody except himself. As you can see, he has a bin in hand. I understand there's been a few toys placed under the ring, especially for this match. There's no disqualification. And here comes his opponent, Bisto the Butcher. Feral and insane, this surely should be his sort of match. The things expected in this are the things that Bisto does in the kitchen anyway. But regardless of Bisto's disgusting and unsavoury tendencies, he's quite a humble person at heart. He tries in his own unique way to please all people around him, although normally horrifies people. Except our young fans here. Bisto nonetheless seems pleased to see everybody here, especially those two sat over there. Special guest referee Freddie Nova was requested to be the referee in this match. It's believed that either Bisto or Mr Vain may become a contender for the championship belt, depending on the outcome of this match.
Right then, let's establish who's who in this match. We have villain. What do we do to villains?
Mixed reactions for the special guest referee. Bisto conducting the chorus of cheers and boos. And now, oh, he's got his friend the rubber chicken. Bisto taught up, the bell sounds were underway. And we continue to have troubles with the sound. Bisto complaining about Mr Vain choking his chicken. Now Mr Vain kicks the chicken away. I can't believe I'm saying this. But the bell sounds again. We do have troubles with the sound. And we have... the reason for this is apparently Bisto has been chewing on the power cables. Well, finally we're underway. Collar elbow tie up. I'm surprised the match is starting this way. Bisto has got hold of the arm. Takes into quite a nice wrist lock. Now he's cannibalistic tendencies. Bisto is pleased that for once he is allowed to eat the hands. Mr Vain with the elbow, attempted to do the go behind, and now Mr Vain. He is a master of. Oh. And such an underhanded tactic is completely legal in this match. Looks like Bisto once again has been neutered. And now Mr Vain merrily kicking away at Bisto the Butcher. There doesn't seem to be any need for any weapons so far. And now Mr Vain going for a stroll on Bisto's face. Mind you, I think you could go for a jog on Bisto's face with running shoes. I don't think it'll make any difference to his looks. Mr Vain in control. Easily picks up Bisto. And now, doing squats, Bisto's wondering what's going off. Maybe that'll refresh his memory. A high impact body slam. And now, it begins. Mr Vain's going shopping. Bisto's coming round. Oh. Some of the worst things you can find in a kitchen. And I think Mr Vain's made the cardinal mistake of throwing food to Bisto. Or throwing anything to Bisto, will attempt to eat it. A number of the fans have thrown food at Bisto as well, and needless to say, it's like throwing fat on a fire. And as predicted, Bisto, with sandwich in hand, trying to eat the hand of Mr Vain. Mr Vain swats him away with the baking tray. And now Mr Vain merrily clubbing away at Bisto the butcher. And now, that's the cob to Bisto. Mr Vain in control. Going to get the advantage of this freak in a kitchen match. I suppose you have to go some. And now Mr Vain trying to apply the baking tray to the face of Bisto the butcher. Shoves him over. A number of the fans trying to get on the case of Bisto the butcher. He's trying to stagger to his feet. I think he's punch drunk. And now Mr Vain, oh no, the cardinal mistake yet again, he's feeding Bisto. Bisto's surprised that Vain actually fed him. Bisto with the cob-filled lip lock, and now clubbing away at Mr Vain. I didn't think this was going to be a sensible match. Bisto with the Irish whip to the far side, and I believe Mr Vain's caught his nether regions on that bin. Bisto with the meat patty sandwich, and now the sidewalk slam. Quite nicely executed. Mr Vain bails out. Doing the wise, well, he was doing the wise move, taking 5, trying to regroup. And now Bisto, he's got the frying pan. He's asking for approval from the fans. The fans are egging him on. Go to Mr Vain and brutalise him with the frying pan. And the back gear? What's going off? Get off! Get away from me! Well, don't bring me into this. Well, folks, I'm sorry you can't see this. What can only be described as a frying pan duel. Fortunately, they're away from me. Now, they're fighting on the stage. Mr Vain is shot to the plums, for lack of a better term, on Bisto the butcher. Never thought I'd say this. Thank you, Mr Vain, for getting him away from me. Well, Freddie Nova's trying to initiate. Oh no. Frying pan sandwich. That might be it right there. Freddie Nova's trying to initiate a count. To my knowledge, there is no count out in this match, but I think Freddie Nova's just trying to get some sort of order in this match. And once again, Mr Vain has thrown food. Well, it's edible, though I don't think you can call it food. Bisto's looking at it anyway. And what is that? What is it? Bisto's looking at it like a trophy. Oh, he's eating it. Mr Vain's staring in disbelief. And now Bisto with the crude sidelock. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost control. And now the mouthful of chime to Mr Vain. Mr Vain with a baking tray. Down goes Bisto. I have to give credit to Mr Vain. He's handling himself well in this keep it in the kitchen match. Now he's setting up Bisto. Freddie Nova's had enough. He's leaving him to it. Mr Vain with the baking tray elbow drop. Mr Vain ever inventive. And now setting up Bisto again. Mr Vain with his own brand of cooking. And speaking of cooking, that's how this match came to be. Oh no, what's he doing now? I suppose it's the move you could call the brain pan. But nonetheless, Bisto Seems to be conscious, and now biting the leg of Mr Vain. I'm not sure if it's resiliency, you just can't predict Bisto the Butcher, such as there. That's a very nice drop kick. Who'd have thought that such a twisted and insane individual could produce some occasionally nicely executed moves. And now Bisto, rubber chicken in hand, going for the chicken leg. Rubber chicken and the thigh applied to the ribs of Mr Vain. Lateral press, didn't hook the leg. Bisto in control and now going for one of his favourite moves, the wavy gravy. And now the chicken leg. Bisto trying to get hold of Mr Vain, but Mr Vain's trying to bail out, and now Bisto's trying to pry Mr Vain away from that bin. I don't know what's going off here. Somehow Mr Vain's managed to tie the rope, and this isn't a good day for Bisto's genitalia. Or sweetbreads, as he calls them. And now Mr Vain back in control. Although anything goes in this match, and now Mr Vain, what's he doing here? Bisto's incapacitated. Up to the far side. Here comes Mr Vain. Avalanche in the corner. And as I said earlier, Mr Vain, ever inventive, and now the dustbin lid, and trying to apply the dustbin lid to the face of Bisto the Butcher repeatedly. This is just legalised domestic violence. And now here comes Mr Vain. The drop kick to the bin to once again the damaged genitalia of Bisto the Butcher. He has a wife? Mr Vain in control, and I can't see Bisto. I'm amazed he's able to stand with the amount of shots he's taken to the groin. The drop toe hold. Somehow Bisto's managed to mount an offense. You can tell he's in a lot of pain. Now what's Bisto doing here?
And now, flipping burgers!
Bisto going for the suplex. Again, surprisingly well executed. Mr Vain, like him or not, he is resilient. He can take a lot of punishment. And now Bisto the Butcher trying to bribe special guest referee, MCW champion Freddie Nova, with a cob. Bisto with a headbutt. Mr Vain with a face full of bin. And now Bisto. Well, it's not like he does the thinking for himself, so he's asking suggestions from the fans. Fans are calling for the pork chop. I don't think you have to ask Bisto twice. Oh, what is that? Bisto trying to roll Mr Vain out the ring. Oh, Mr Vain's got something in his hand. Looks like flour. The spaghetti in the eyes of Bisto the Butcher, or whatever it was. Here comes Bisto, and what's going on? Bisto has managed to counter. I think Mr Vain was hoping to throw that in the eyes of Bisto the Butcher, and I think that would have been it right there. Here comes Bisto. Sets up Mr Vain. And another headbutt. Mr Vain incapacitated. He doesn't know where he is. I think he nearly struck a member of the audience. Here comes Bisto. Pork chop. Mr Vain's out of it. 1, 2, 3. We have a winner. Bisto the Butcher has won the Keep It in the Kitchen match, although all credit to Mr Vain, a very formidable opponent, and this match just goes to show, don't give any of these two gentlemen any kitchen appliances. Fans are in shock as to what they're seeing. I've just seen that rubber chicken